Hello, my name is Ashley Gardner, and for my final presentation, I will be talking about family reunification. When children are separated from their families, the first goal is to reunify them when it is safe enough to do so. When children are placed in foster care, this experience can be stressful for every single member of the family. Parents might feel angry and overwhelmed and worried about their child's safety and well being, and the child might feel confused and scared about what is going on. Though reunification is the most common outcome for youth who are placed in the foster care system, it is also a complex and intensive process that involves the participation of the entire family. In general, two scenarios are possible as the result of the child being removed from their home, one being the eventual reunification of the child back into their biological home and with their biological family, or continued placement in a foster family. So today I'm going to discuss family reunification and solutions that can help a family successfully lead to this outcome. According to the Child Welfare Informational Getaway in 2015, about 3 in 5 children in foster care return home to their parents or other family members. Furthermore, according to KVC Missouri, the amount of time a foster family will care for a child can vary from a few days to a couple of years. On average, though, most children are reunited with their family within 12 months. If this does not happen, the agency will look for an adoptive family to provide continued care, love, and safety for the child once the foster arrangement is up. Family reunification is defined by the International Journal of Child Abuse and Neglect as a legal decision based on a judicial making process conducted in collaboration with the caseworker in the protective of the child in the protective service. My apologies. It refers to the physical and complete return of the child to the family unit and implies a successful intervention process whereby efforts were made to optimize the parent-child relationship. So in this process, if parents are not involved completely, this can ultimately have a negative outcome on the reunification as a whole. Issues such as low parent participation, limited time frames to fulfill the specific requirements for reunification, and non-compliance with court-mandated dates and distances to services all serve as barriers to reunification. But with that being said, there are many strategies and factors that lead to successful reunification. Furthermore, the International Journal of Child Abuse and Neglect defined the primary challenge to success of services delivered to families involved with CPS is a low level of parent participation. Although this is broadly defined, researchers in this study agree that the concept of parental engagement involves two dimensions that I have pictured here on the screen, one being behaviors and one being attitude. Behavior is defined, for example, as the parent's effort and willingness to attend and complete requirements for reunification. Attitude, on the other hand, refers to the more emotional side of parental engagement. This is characterized by how parents interact with the child's foster parents and other child care staff, and their willingness to comply with rules and requirements during the process, and their beliefs on whether or not the intervention will be overall helpful. Promoting parental engagement can be a challenge for a variety of reasons, and I'll get into those now. So some typical explanations, for low parental engagement or involvement include parents' level of adherence to the treatment process, desires to change, which often do not match those of the caseworker or child care staff with respect to relational aspects that need to be modified. Furthermore, poverty, conflicts with other family members, domestic violence, and mental health concerns can contribute to a lack of parent engagement as well. According to the International Journal of Environmental Research and Public Health, a qualitative analysis revealed several influential factors on the trajectory of family reunification, and these were organized into 3 different systemic levels. that are most commonly used in empirical studies in this field, and I have these on the screen. They are child, family, and the child welfare system. With these three systemic levels in mind, 9 main themes were identified that were related to key issues that foster success of family reunification, some of which include parental involvement, disclosure of expectations, and family stability. As defined by the Child Welfare Information Getaway in 2016, the first steps in the reunification process include being involved in your case plan. So this is asking any questions or concerns that you have regarding your case. Next, it's important to build protective factors. When I hear this word, I like to think of resilience. And these are strengths that help families get through tough times. So visiting your children regularly is next, and this has many benefits, with the main one being that it will help strengthen and preserve the bond between you and your child. It is also very important to work with all of the staff members, childcare workers that are handling your case. You'll come in contact with lawyers, caseworkers, the child's foster parents, etc. Working well with all of these team members will help improve the chances of bringing your child home. And lastly, you just want to also look into resources within your state as well. According to the Journal of Family and Social Work, social support is a broad construct which refers to the helpful aspects of interconnectedness. This interconnectedness can be in an intrafamilial support way or an external support way. Intrafamilial support is support that comes from within the family unit, and external support refers to outside support such as extended family, friends and neighbors, faith communities, support groups, and child welfare services. In a qualitative research study on the role of support in reunification, it was found that 15 interviews contained narratives that discussed the important role social support played when making changes needed to accomplish a child welfare case plan that eventually led to reunification. The social support came in very different ways. One being practical support. There was a mother who said that she got help with her rent, while there are other families who said that the emotional support is what helped them in their process as well. Now we are going to lead to our second strategy, which is parent mentoring. According to the Journal of Social Service Research, many parents in the child welfare system, especially those who are involved in the first time, have a difficult time navigating the child welfare system because of the high stakes involved in the process and the lack of information about the process in the family court system as a whole. To address this problem as well as improve rates, many child welfare agencies have implemented parent mentor programs that help those reunite with their children after separation or removal from the home. These mentors are engaged in staff. They help with informal support, experiential expertise, and advocacy. Shared family care is the next strategy, and this involves the planned provision of out-of-home care to parents and their children so that the parent and the host caregiver can simultaneously share the care of the children and work toward in-home care. So if you can see here on the slides, those are just some different outcomes for shared family care and goals as well. To continue, the American Psychological Association illustrates that although shared family care shows promise in protecting children and preserving families, it is not appropriate for everyone. We go back to being an active member in the process. Parents must demonstrate a real desire to care for their children and a readiness to participate in a plan to improve. Experience suggests that parents who are actively using drugs or involved in illegal activity are violent or severely mentally ill, and not receiving the appropriate treatment are unlikely to benefit from a solution like this. And although our mentors must be knowledgeable about child development, safety, and discipline, they must also have interest and competency in working with adults and understanding substance abuse, violence, and other developmental disabilities. So some similarities, or a big similarity between these three solutions, and that is that they all use a family-centered approach, which is something that we have discussed heavily in this class this semester. So I just wanted to include some resources at the end of this presentation as well. The Birth Parent National Network works to champion birth parents as leaders and partners in the child welfare systems reform. Next, the Circle of Parents provides a friendly, supportive environment led by parents and other caregivers, where anyone in a parenting role can openly discuss the successes and challenges of raising children. Lastly, the National Coalition for Parent Advocacy and Child Protective Services is a group of parent-led leaders and advocates who have come together to create a positive public policy and program changes that prevent removal of children from their care. So